This is the craziest story you will ever hear. You see, my friend Jill has been earning over $300,000 a year by running online fundraisers for charities and other worthy causes. Like this church here. She got paid a quick $1,200 for 10 minutes of work, setting up an online fundraiser to help with their renovations. Or this clean energy fundraiser that she got paid over $10,000 to manage online. Or this animal shelter that paid her $7,000 to run a 2-day fundraiser on Facebook. By the way, I'm Luther, and in this short presentation you're going to learn how she earned $335,908.47 last year running a few of these online fundraisers from her home computer. And if you watch this presentation until the end, I'll reveal the online resources Jill uses to generate inbound calls from charities and nonprofit organizations that are eager to pay her $5,000, $10,000, even as much as $25,000 to run an online fundraiser for them. You'll also learn how to sort through the massive amount of inbound calls you'll get from this strategy to make sure you only work with the best and highest paying consulting clients. Let me warn you though, this video is not going to be online forever. So make sure you watch it now before it is taken offline. And I promise that you have never heard a story like this before because this is something completely different. So let's make a deal. I am going to share Jill's story with you, which is honestly a little embarrassing for her because it's important you know just how Jill built this business from scratch and why online fundraising is a bigger market than weight loss, online dating, and mobile apps combined. And after, I promise to reveal how you can earn your first $5,000 check running an online fundraiser starting today. Deal? You see, just a few years ago, Jill was working as an accountant for a big nonprofit in New York City. She had been working there since college and made about $50,000 a year. This was just enough for her to own a small home in New Jersey where she raises her 2 sons, Bobby and Tim. That's them there on vacation. For Jill, the job was about more than just money. She believed in the nonprofit she was working for and was extremely passionate about her work. Even in her spare time, she would volunteer to other local charity events and help out wherever she could. She would bring her kids along to help out at these fundraisers so they could learn the value of volunteering and giving back to the world. Plus, as a single mom, these events were one of the few occasions she got to spend real quality time with her kids. Jill was a pro when it came to raising money for small fundraisers, because as a nonprofit accountant, she got to see how the largest and most successful nonprofits in New York City ran theirs. And so, every time her local church or her kids' soccer league held a fundraiser, she would get the call to help out, which Jill was more than happy to do because it meant spending more time with her 2 sons. That all changed one rainy Friday afternoon in 2009. The financial crisis had hit New York hard, money was tight, and few companies were making donations to nonprofits. The organization that Jill worked for had been hit especially hard, and she was laid off. Jill was sad to leave after working there for so many years, but said her goodbyes and held her chin up high on the 2-hour train ride home. She wasn't worried because surely an accountant with her experience could find work at some other company or firm. Unfortunately, after the financial crisis, every company in New York was cutting back, and there were thousands of accountants all competing for the same few job openings that were left. Jill went on interview after interview, only to face rejection over and over again, and each time she took that 2-hour train ride back home to New Jersey, she grew more desperate. Jill had been living paycheck to paycheck, and eventually started missing payments on her credit cards and a few of her bills. She had to negotiate with the utility company just to keep her lights on and applied for financial help wherever she could. Yet, even though she couldn't find a job and was in a desperate situation, Jill continued to volunteer as much as she could. This was important to her because not only did she believe in giving back and it made her feel good, it was also quality time she could spend with her kids, the most important part of her life. Jill also felt that if she kept giving back to the universe would eventually give back to her. And that's when it happened. It had been 5 months since Jill lost her job, and she'd been struggling to pay her bills. She hadn't paid her mortgage in 3 months, and like so many others during the crisis, she owed more money than her house was worth, and just could not afford to pay it anymore. Going through her mail one afternoon while her kids were in school, she noticed a big certified envelope from her bank. Inside was the paper that stopped her cold, a foreclosure notice. Instantly, she felt a panic grip her heart. A million thoughts raced through her head. Where could she go with 2 kids? How could she find a job as an accountant in the worst financial crisis since the Great Depression? What could she do? Jill felt completely helpless. She went on a frantic rush applying to every company she can find, even ones that were not hiring. She spent every day going on interviews and trying to network as best she could. One afternoon, she got a call from the pastor of a local church trying to recruit her to help them with an upcoming fundraiser to raise money to fix their 200-year-old roof. Being a local fundraising celebrity, she gets these sort of calls all the time. Jill wanted to help out and knew that it would be an opportunity to spend time with her kids, but turned the pastor down because she had to go to 3 new job interviews the day of the fundraiser. Even if the interviews were a long shot, she had to at least try. Then something interesting happened. The pastor, desperate to get her on board, offered to pay her a portion of the funds she raised in the fundraiser. After all, they wouldn't be able to raise enough money to fix their roof without her help, and so it only made sense to give her a portion of the donations. Hearing the pastor try and sell her on taking money for her help, Jill had a breakthrough. Having worked as an accountant for nonprofit organizations in the past, she knew that they would spend an average of 35% of their donations on marketing and fundraising activities. Sometimes as much as 60% of the funds they raise are given to marketing agencies and event planners. And this money is usually given to some Madison Avenue marketing agency who probably just kept half of it anyway. Jill had never considered charging the charity she volunteered at, especially since she didn't have any marketing background and knew nothing about building websites and all that tech stuff. After all, she's just an out-of-work accountant. Well, Jill accepted this charity's offer and helped them run the most successful fundraiser they have ever had, raising $35,000 in a single weekend. And the church got the new roof they desperately needed. And for her efforts, Jill received a check for $1,200. This was all the money in the world to her, as this would keep her lights on and put some food on the table for another month. This experience taught Jill that she could run a better fundraiser than most of the marketing agencies out there, and the financial crisis would work in her advantage, since most of the nonprofits were desperate for someone that could help them raise money in creative ways. And if Jill charged them a fee of just 10%, she would be charging less than half of what all the other marketers were charging at 35%. A better service to a desperate market at half the cost of everyone else. This insight was a recipe for success. Her philosophy of giving back to the world, even when she was down and out, had paid off. It seems good things can happen to good people. Overnight, all the nonprofits that were calling her to run their fundraisers were eagerly agreeing to pay her 10% fee. I mean, who wouldn't, right? It was no money out of their pocket. They would raise significantly more money with her help, and they would get to keep a larger chunk of the donations. And since Jill was an insider at some of the largest nonprofits in the city, she knew exactly who to contact to land the biggest contracts in New York. All of them were surprisingly easy to approach, since she was offering to run a fundraiser for them with no upfront costs, the lowest fees in the industry, and really nothing to lose for the charity or nonprofit. Eventually, Jill found herself turning down offers from nonprofits every day because it seemed like everyone wanted to hire her to run their fundraisers. This was a good problem to have since Jill could choose to work with only the charities and nonprofits that supported a cause she wanted to contribute to. She got to work on the causes she believed in, was meeting great people every day who shared her passions, makes well into 6 figures while doing it, and gets to continue to participate in fun events with her kids. It doesn't even feel like work for her, and Jill did eventually leave that small house in New Jersey. No, it didn't go into foreclosure. She sold that rundown house and bought a huge house in the nicest part of Long Island, New York. She lives right on the beach, so Tim and Bobby could play there after school. That was a great story, wasn't it? You see, despite the success Jill has had, she's just like you or me, a hard worker who fell on hard times during the financial crisis and struggled to support her family. By giving back to the community, she got lucky and discovered this untapped niche in the local market, an opportunity so big you are going to be shocked when I demonstrate it. And the fundraising system she developed as a result can be used by anyone to build a six-figure business supporting causes they are passionate about. As you will discover in this presentation, is that these nonprofits are easy to find, they already have an audience to sell to, and are desperate for anyone with the skills and tools to raise money from this audience. I'll get to the details of this system in just a minute. First, let's compare just how big of a market this is compared to some that you may already be familiar with. Most of my internet marketing friends have made good money with a product or offer in the weight loss niche at some point in their career, and for good reason. The total sales generated by the entire weight loss industry is about $20 billion a year. This is even more than NASA's annual budget of just $18.4 billion. And if you have been selling mobile services and getting behind the app craze over the last few years, the entire app market is estimated to have done $29.5 billion last year. A good bet for business owners who got in early. My biggest niche, which is selling to food service establishments, dwarfs all three of these by far. The entire restaurant industry, from McDonald's all the way down to mom and pop diners, is a staggering $683 billion per year industry. And yet, in 2012, according to the National Center for Charitable Statistics, the nonprofit sector took in $1.65 trillion in nonprofit donations. And according to the American Institute of Philanthropy, 35% of these donations are spent on fundraising activities. That makes nonprofit marketing a $577 billion a year industry. This is more than 20 times the size of the weight loss market, 20 times the size of the entire mobile app market, and nearly 30 times the size of NASA's budget. Okay, that's a lot of money, but just how much of that is actually within your reach as a fundraising consultant? Well, according to the NCCS Nonprofit Almanac, in 2012 there were roughly 1.5 million nonprofit organizations that received the $1.65 trillion in donations. That's an average of $1.1 million in donations for each nonprofit organization in the United States. Now, as a marketer, if your business collected a 10% fee for managing their fundraising activities, that would earn you $110,000 per year for each nonprofit client that you had. And since the average fee is 35%, you would be saving those clients over $200,000 in expenses had they gone to somebody else to help them raise the money. This is why just a handful of repeat clients is more than enough to build a respectable mid-six-figure business running fundraisers. And this service is massively in demand as long as you know where to look. You see, most nonprofits already have a following of people who believe in and are passionate about their cause. They have newsletters, email lists, social media following, basically a huge audience that they can reach if they only knew how to sell to them properly. Typically, a nonprofit's marketing message goes like this: we need money. Send us money. And have you heard? We need money. If you've ever seen those silly messages on Wikipedia, you'll know what I mean. Most nonprofit marketing messages come across as begging, and sure, some of their followers will donate a few pennies or a few dollars, but only out of guilt rather than believing in and wanting to actively support the cause. The people who run nonprofits are mostly volunteer with little business or marketing experience. Even though an organization is nonprofit, it is still a business and needs to be run like one in order to survive. Yet only 46% of nonprofits have any real strategic or business plan. What's worse, most nonprofits focus on traditional and old school ways of raising money, which consists of a little more than local events with a donation bucket for spare change. This is a problem for them because over the last few years, major fundraising has moved almost exclusively online. In 2001, after 9/11, about 20% of all giving was done online. The rest were done via telethons and local events. This increased in 2004 during the Asian tsunami, where 33% of giving was done online. In 2006, just 2 years later during the Hurricane Katrina disaster, total giving online had increased to 50% of all donations. And in 2010, during the earthquake in Haiti, 81% of all donations and giving were done online. Looking at this trend, it's obvious that the vast majority of the $1.6 trillion in donations that are made every year will be done online. Most charities and nonprofits are simply not equipped to collect their donations online, nor do they have the marketing experience to communicate with their online audience without sounding like a beggar trying to guilt trip them into donating a few dollars. This creates a massive opportunity for anyone with basic online marketing experience. I'm going to walk you through how to market for nonprofits, as well as the public record site where you can find these companies in a second. First, I want to dispel some of the common misconceptions that are out there about nonprofit organizations. When most businesses and marketing people hear the term nonprofit, they immediately think there is, well, just no profit to be made. This is simply not true. Sure, nonprofit organizations themselves use their profits to help out a cause, yet they are still a business that has real needs and real problems to solve, just like any other business. The people who run nonprofits prefer to focus on using their donation money to support their cause and not on the business and marketing strategies that bring in these donations. It's much easier for them to hire these things out. This creates a win-win relationship between the marketing agency and the nonprofit that needs help. Some nonprofits spend as much as 60% and even some as high as 90% of their donations on fundraising activities because they don't want to do the marketing themselves. In fact, you can see just how much some of the more unscrupulous charities spend on the site CharityWatch.org. There are even a handful of predatory marketing companies that take advantage of charities that don't know any better, charging them ridiculous fees. This is a golden opportunity for honest and ethical internet marketers. Jill's strategy has been to provide the best service that she can using simple marketing tactics to raise money for nonprofits using their existing audience. Every charity organization has a fan page and a newsletter, yet they are hardly ever marketed to in the right way. Jill comes in and maximizes their resources to pull in the most money possible and collects just a small 10% fee for her efforts, enough to earn her 6 figures a year while saving the nonprofits a fortune in expenses. This is a golden and massively untapped market for anyone with just basic marketing experience. Listen, if you have ever struggled to start your own business online or offline, it's simply not your fault. There are so many marketers out there getting rich trying to sell you the latest and greatest business opportunity that is usually the same rehashed information over and over again. It's BS, plain and simple, and as you already know, you will never build a real business trying to sell SEO or some mobile gimmick to business owners who have heard the pitch a million times before. You'd just be wasting your time having to deal with constant rejection, and that's not what I want for you. The truth is, you need a proven business plan to follow, one that taps into a unique and untapped market that won't get saturated. And I am going to show you how to find these nonprofits and how to get them calling you wanting to do business in just a minute. First, you absolutely must know which charities you need to avoid if you are going to build a profitable fundraising business. You see, once it gets out that you are able to run a successful fundraiser like this, every nonprofit organization will be beating a path to your door in order to work with you. If you want to turn this into a successful 6-figure business, you must have a criteria for the ones you decide to work with. For starters, you must only work with organizations that are actively spending money on marketing. If they are already spending money, they will have no problems agreeing to your small fee, and they are more likely to have an already existing audience you can market to. This is actually easy to find out since every nonprofit organization must keep their financial records public. You just need to know where to look. You must also avoid the charities that do not have an existing audience to sell to. Jill always goes after the low-hanging fruit, the clients with untapped potential just waiting to be unlocked. You can see just how active their audience is by finding out how many newsletter subscribers they have and how big their social media fan base is. It's much easier to help charities that already have an audience than it is to try and build an audience from scratch, especially if the only marketing message they are currently using is, "Send us money." These are the charities that need our help, and partnering with them will be a win-win scenario for everyone. Now, how would you actually like to enjoy the process of selling fundraisers? Nonprofit organizations are different than most other businesses that you can consult for. That's because you will be dealing with mostly volunteers who are more concerned with their cause than business or money. And you are more likely to sell an organization when you genuinely support that cause. In fact, when you only work in causes that you yourself believe in, you will not only have a much easier time selling them, but you will make friends and enjoy the whole process that much more. Charities and nonprofits are more likely to work with you based on your own passion for their cause than any sales technique or marketing practices. So what causes would you enjoy working with the most? Which charity would you feel the most satisfaction having contributed to? Answering that question will help you to enjoy the process of selling and servicing fundraisers. The friction of a sales call, the inevitable rejections, and the constant unease you normally find talking to clients all disappear when you are talking to a person who shares your passion instead of some marketing pitch. Imagine getting paid 6 figures a year to help a cause you believe in, with friends who share a common goal instead of cold calling and selling the latest marketing or mobile gimmick to local business owners who have heard it all before. Heck, it won't even feel like work. You'll be spending your time at fun events and fundraisers, meeting interesting people, and rubbing shoulders at fancy parties like James Bond. And if you're like Jill, you can use this business to spend time with your kids while teaching them the value of giving back to the world. So how do you get started and find the right nonprofits to work with? Well, it turns out that all this information is publicly available. Jill is able to find nonprofits who meet her criteria through a simple service called GuideStar. You can find the GuideStar service at guidestar.org. This is a free service that you can use that has a direct line with the IRS. That means not only do you have access to every nonprofit organization's full contact information, including the direct contact for the CEO and board of directors, you also have access to their financial records for the current and past years. All nonprofits are legally required to keep this information public, and GuideStar is the fastest free way to find this information. All you need to do is search for the causes you are passionate about, then go through the list that comes up to find the charities that meet the right financial criteria and get their contact information. Next, do a quick search for their online presence. You can use Google to turn up their fan pages and other social media outlets. You will most likely find organizations with huge, passionate fan bases, yet terrible marketing messages that don't seem to be getting a whole lot of shares or interest. These are the perfect clients to go after. Lots of money to spend, plus a huge audience they can already reach, and currently using a weak sales message equals an untapped low-hanging fruit for you. All you have to do is reach out to these organizations with the right sales message, offering to run a fundraiser for them. And you are looking at a windfall of profits for yourself, as well as a massive influx of donations for the client. Raising money for a worthy cause and getting rich in the process, there is nothing like the feeling of being your own boss, especially when your business is helping so many people and giving back to the world in such a meaningful way. Picture it for yourself, being surrounded by passionate, amazing people, helping raise money for your local church, pet shelters, and even disaster relief, hardly doing any work at all and being looked to as the marketing authority, implementing a system that is proven to create wildly successful fundraisers for charities and worthy causes. And then once it's over, seeing an extra $10,000 or $20,000 in your bank account, money that was earned by giving back. And you'll feel great knowing you earned this money by helping a cause you believe in. Everyone will wonder how you are able to be so successful for what seems like no work at all and seeming to have so much fun while you're at it. Well, you now know the formula to make this a reality. The secret to tapping into one of the biggest gold mines of the last decade. Okay, that was a lot to cover, and you might be feeling a bit overwhelmed or confused, and you know what, that's okay. Basically, this means you really only have 2 choices on where you can go from here. Choice 1, take the information in this presentation and try to go at it alone. And who knows, you may see some success if you took really careful notes. Or there's choice 2, the savvy choice. This is the quickest, easiest, and smartest way to build the 6-figure consulting business you deserve. Let Jill and I do all the work for you. And we already have. Why start from scratch and try and reinvent the wheel when I've laid out your exact step-by-step blueprint for building a profitable fundraiser business already? One that's been built and tested through the years of trial and error by a nonprofit insider to build a massively successful business, all while raising millions of dollars for nonprofits and charities around the globe. Here's what the vast majority of successful consultants choose. Introducing the FX60 Fundraiser System. The FX60 Fundraiser System is the first and only turnkey business solution that allows you to build a six-figure consulting business doing fundraisers for charities, nonprofits, and other great causes, all from your computer. Jill and I spent 3 months dissecting her fundraiser business. Everything from how she finds new nonprofit organizations and books them as a client, to how she runs these fundraisers that are a roaring success, bringing in millions of dollars in donations. We've broken down her business into a complete, step-by-step blueprint that anyone with just a little bit of ambition can use to clone her results. This radically simple system will work for you even if you have never run a home-based business before, even if you have no sales experience or hate the idea of having to sell, even if you are currently stuck in a day job or you are a single parent with little time to spend running your business. This will work even if you don't have a website or technical experience. It will work regardless if you live in a small town with few local clients or a big city. Even if you are disabled and can't work, even if you have no money to invest, or even if you think you've tried everything to start a home business before. Now, let me tell you what the FX60 fundraising system is not, just so you know exactly what you're about to experience. This is not yet another make $1 million in 3 days coaching program. This is not some magic push-button software that promises something silly, like do no work and make money appear in your bank account. You've been lied to long enough. It's time for a solution that works without the gimmicks. And this system is definitely not about SEO, PPC, or getting penny clicks from Facebook, and it does not involve cold calling or other hard selling methods. Rather, the FX60 system is the result of 4 years of study analyzing the most successful fundraising campaigns run by the biggest nonprofits in the world. Even with over 10 years of experience working behind the scenes for nonprofit organizations as an accountant, Jill still had to go through the trial and error of learning to build this business the hard way. Jill studied the most successful fundraisers to find out why they were successful where others failed, and analyzed the psychological reasons behind why people donate money and how to make the most passionate followers donate huge lump sums instead of the nickels and dimes so many charities have to deal with. This passionate research has become Jill's life work, and she has tested all the methods and theories she found on her own clients to discover exactly what works and what doesn't work in the real world. The result is a system that has raised millions of dollars for the nonprofits that have hired Jill, while she earns well into 6 figures as their consultant. Jill has also started training her close friends in this system as guinea pigs, turning them into the secret weapon nonprofits sneak into the back door to get the job done. And now, starting today, their success can be yours too. You can enjoy the freedom of running your own consulting business from home while giving back to the world by helping to raise money for the causes you feel the strongest about. And before we go any further, it's only fair that I be absolutely 100% honest with you. If you are not willing to put some work into building your own consulting business, or if you are the type of person that is out to make the quick buck instead of creating a win-win relationship with the charities and nonprofits you work with, then this is probably not for you, and you should just leave this page now. This system is for people who are ready to put down the miracle answers, yet still want a proven plan to follow and to build a long-term business behind this massive opportunity. In short, it's not always easy to run your own consulting business from home, yet I've made this plan as easy as it can be. So if you want to build a real 6-figure consulting business servicing a handful of nonprofit clients, a business that makes a difference for the causes that you believe in, then this is not just another opportunity for you. This is the only opportunity for you. Take a look at some of the moving emails Jill has received from fundraisers that she has run. Jill, thank you so much for your help in the fundraiser this weekend. Without you, our church would have never been able to make the renovations we desperately needed. Thank you. Jill, I couldn't believe my eyes yesterday when I saw just how much money we took in on the drive last week. I think I still can't believe it. This is the most successful fund drive we have ever had online, and I look forward to our next one. Just imagine when your email box is filled with thank you messages like these, and your bank account filled with the money you earned helping these causes. Here's what you'll receive when you claim access to the FX60 Fundraiser System today. First, you'll get the hand-holding 5-part FX60 live training series that takes Jill's fundraiser system and breaks the entire thing down into step-by-step instructions that anyone can follow. Jill considers this her life's work, having spent a lifetime working for nonprofit organizations, first as an accountant and eventually building a 6-figure consulting business out of her experience. In part 2, you'll get a bird's eye view of the nonprofit world. In just 20 minutes, you'll be caught up to speed on everything you need to know to get started running your own consulting practice. You'll be able to claim expert status from day one, with all the insider information and nonprofit lingo that will have you sounding like a pro immediately. In part 2, we will walk you through all the steps to finding your first nonprofit client, including how to leverage your local community for leads, positioning yourself as an expert in fundraising so clients actively seek you out. And we'll also show you how to dig deep into GuideStar's nonprofit listings to find the low-hanging fruit opportunities you can profit from quickly. You will discover the exact criteria that Jill looks for in a potential client, as well as who she contacts first to sneak in the back door of the organization. Part 3 will take you through the entire process of booking nonprofit clients without any hard selling or cold calling at all. You'll learn how to handle the influx of calls you're about to receive from charities, so you can quickly sort through and find only the best clients to work with, as well as how Jill reaches out to new organizations to generate these calls daily. We'll teach you how Jill closes these deals, how she puts together a work agreement, and finalizes everything from start to finish. Use this simple workflow to make sure your clients get the biggest fundraiser they can and you get paid the highest fee for your efforts. In video 4, we will get down and dirty and show you every little trick and tactic that Jill uses to run these wildly successful fundraisers. We'll start by taking you through a crash course in donation psychology so you understand the mechanisms behind Jill's methods and exactly how to light a fire in a charity's followers, making them donate and convince their friends and family to donate as well. Next, you'll be given a complete walkthrough of the advanced techniques and tactics Jill uses to run blockbuster fundraisers, including Jill's viral incentive Facebook campaign that not only drives massive donations from the organization's existing fan base, but helps to grow that fan base virally using tabloid-style stories. Every Facebook share of these stories is worth on average $18 in donations for the charity. Jill's #1 source to finding the cheapest t-shirts, food items, wristbands, and other giveaways that you can use to incentivize donations. How to get local business owners to not only host your fundraising events, but to give away free stuff to your donors. Jill has hosted fundraisers in pizza parlors giving away free pizzas, donut shops giving away free donuts, and ice cream parlors giving away ice cream. Every business you can imagine. This is a win-win for shop owners because hosting the charity will bring them a huge audience as well as a tax write-off, and the nonprofit gets more donations from the crowd. Plus, we'll show you how Jill manages to book the shop owner as a consulting client 90% of the time. And I'll walk you through how Jill manages to get her fundraisers covered by the local news media. This trick will allow anyone to sneak in the back door at local newspapers and TV stations, media outlets who love covering fundraising stories. News media mentions can double a fundraising campaign's success overnight. And finally, in part 5, you'll learn how to grow your first successful fundraiser into a long-term 6- or 7-figure business. Learn how Jill establishes a permanent relationship with nonprofit organizations to become their sole fundraising partner and collect a percentage on all the donations that each organization brings in. This is the real secret behind earning hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, yet only catering to just a handful of repeat clients. And how to leverage each client relationship for endorsements to book even more nonprofit consulting clients. This is big league stuff, folks. You can take your home-based six-figure business into a major player in the fundraising world. Now, you may be thinking that with all these benefits, the FX60 Fundraiser System will cost a pretty penny, and it certainly should. I do have a better deal for you since you are watching this presentation now, so keep watching. Jill has made this easy to follow along through every step, from finding and booking your first client without any hard selling, all the way to running your first fundraiser and earning that first $10,000 payday. The FX60 Fundraiser System is designed so beginner marketers will find it easy to get started making money, and it includes all the hand-holding they need, while experienced marketers will get huge value from the in-depth coverage of how to analyze nonprofit organizations, and all the psychological and NLP tricks that Jill uses to maximize their donations. Jill only wants to take on a handful of dedicated coaching students in this program so she can monitor and work with them directly to build their business. We originally agreed to price this system at $1,997 for the group of students who want in on this option, yet you are not going to pay $1,997 for this package today. As part of the pre-launch of the FX60 system, I have an insanely better deal headed your way. And yet, you're not just receiving Jill's coaching and training today. To sweeten the deal during this pre-launch, we are also including the custom software that Jill uses to manage all of her online fundraisers, absolutely free. This system is a WordPress plugin that allows anyone to set up an online fundraiser in 5 minutes. You could set up automated rewards for different donation levels, establish and keep tracking of fundraising goals on each page, and all payments are automatically handled through PayPal. This way, you get paid instantly and never have to chase anyone down for a check. It's like having your own Kickstarter or Indiegogo without having to pay some ridiculous fee or sending your donors off of your site. The hassle-free interface is easy to set up and handles all of the tech stuff. And don't worry, this software comes with additional hand-holding training to make sure you can get set up in minutes. This plugin costs us $5,000 to have developed by our programmer and is yours free when you act during this presentation. Now, I'm sure you would agree that at $1,997, the FX60 Fundraiser System is an absolute steal. I do, however, have a much better deal coming your way, so keep watching. I mean, you could continue on the path you are on right now, spending thousands of dollars on the latest marketing or mobile gimmicks, and keep trying to sell the same services to business owners as everyone else. Yet, we both know that's not how you build a lasting business. So let's make this decision a no-brainer for you, okay? I feel you deserve to know why Jill and I are about to offer such a massive discount today. So let me share Jill's dream with you. It's a cause that we're inviting you to join, along with thousands of other folks just like you who are ready to build their own six-figure consulting business starting right now, feel the sheer joy of contributing to causes and charities that they believe in, and above all, make a real difference in the world while enjoying the freedom of being your own boss. Last year, Jill set an inspiring goal for herself. She dedicated herself to helping charities and nonprofits raise $1 billion in donations for worthy causes around the world. Since then, Jill has been helping people from all walks of life start their own consulting business, running fundraisers for local nonprofits and charities. And these students have gone on to raise millions of dollars for worthy causes in their local communities. All because Jill knows there is no way she could ever raise $1 billion by herself, and by teaching others to build their own consulting businesses, not only would they be able to enjoy the freedom of having six-figure at-home businesses, but they would be able to contribute to the billion-dollar dream. That's $1 billion going to charities and causes around the world. Can you imagine it? How much of a difference could that make? How many lives could it save? How many other people would be inspired by this cause? Bottom line, Jill decided that she absolutely needs to let as many folks as possible join this cause. A cause that she calls the $1 Billion Fundraiser. The good news? That means a much lower price for you, because we want you to join this cause, and I don't want finances to stop anyone. Plus, as part of my agreement with Jill, she has agreed to give my customers an even better deal during the pre-launch of this program. So if you are watching this presentation now, consider yourself lucky. So you won't be paying the normal price of $1,997 for the FX60 Fundraiser System today. Nope, not even close. You won't even have to pay $997. Not even $497. As part of this exclusive customer-only pre-release, your total investment today, which includes the complete FX60 system, the training, the software, and the personal attention, is just one easy payment of only $97. Listen, don't decide right now. Take advantage of our unconditional 60-day guarantee. Just try the FX60 Fundraiser System for yourself for a full 60 days. If you don't manage to book at least one new fundraising client, or if you don't experience the sheer thrill of helping a charity raise money for their cause, or for no reason at all, just send us an email and we will send back every penny of your investment with no hassles. You can even keep all the bonuses. Look below this video right now. Click the orange button that says Buy Now and claim your discounted price today. You'll be joining in the countless other FX60 success stories. Plus, if you act now before this presentation ends, I'll throw in this one-of-a-kind super bonus absolutely free. We've taken a stylish WordPress theme that is designed as a showcase for charities and nonprofits that allows you to build stunning sites at the click of a button. This theme works exceptionally well with the Fundraiser plugin and will be yours when you purchase this package. You see, Jill has found that most nonprofits have terrible, very corporate-looking websites that turn off followers and do not help them raise money. One look at the design of this site and nonprofits will fall in love. You could charge a fee to set this up, or do what Jill does and just offer to build their site for free as long as they use your donation system on their new site. This way you get a piece of all the donations coming into the organization. The value of this super bonus is $197, and we are including it along with all the training and all the fundraising software, all for one payment of only $97. Remember, it's not just a great bargain you're getting today. You'll be joining the family of people who not only volunteer, but run successful six-figure businesses helping nonprofits to raise money. Look below this video. Click the orange button marked Buy Now right now to secure your copy. Here's what will happen the moment you click the Buy Now button below this video. First, you'll be taken to our 100% secure checkout page. Once there, just put in your primary email address here and click this button to get started. Once complete, you'll be taken to our members area where I will greet you personally and walk you through just how to get started with my quick start video. It's that simple. Remember, the sooner you get started, the sooner you can give up that day-to-day struggle of a day job or chasing some silly business opportunity that you know will never work for you. Imagine this with me. You find a list of charities that supports a cause you are passionate about. You find the ones that you know you can help raise money for and contact them like an old friend. You get to work with people who are motivated and passionate about the same cause as you are and make a solid six-figure income while doing it. You have the lifestyle of running your own business, and yet it doesn't feel like work because you are spending time raising money in a fun way. Up until now, it hasn't been your fault if you have had a hard time starting your own home business. You just haven't had an opportunity like this one before. However, now it is your responsibility to take action and make this work. After you order and download this course, I want you to watch the first video called Watch Me First immediately. This video will spell out the entire process and is designed to give you a taste of what to expect from the FX60 system. After watching, you will undoubtedly have the confidence in yourself to go out there and make this your own. Remember, this offer is a massive discount that has been made available to previous customers of Riley Labs and is only available during this presentation. We will be selling this package at $1,997 once this promotion ends, which is completely fair considering the value here. You will be able to use this included software to automate fundraisers for nonprofits while collecting a respectable fee earning you six figures. And with the included bonus fundraising software and the super bonus WordPress theme, you have everything you need to get started and grow a major fundraising empire that is in high demand among nonprofits. However, you must act now. This pre-launch promotion will end soon, and when it does, the price will go back to our normal coaching fee of $1,997, and you won't be able to get your hands on this software. I am going to be closing this video once my customer promotion ends, and knowing what you know now, this is the only smart thing you can do. Look below this video right now. Click on the Buy Now button and secure your copy of the FX60 Fundraiser System today. If you are still watching, I bet you have some more questions about the FX60 Fundraiser System. Here are some of the most common questions we get from other entrepreneurs like you. Can I use the FX60 system for my own fundraiser? Absolutely. In fact, many of Jill's first coaching students use the FX60 system to raise funds for their own causes like medical treatments and even home remodeling. And so if you are looking to raise money for any cause, either as a consultant or for your own benefit, the FX60 Fundraiser System is the most effective way to maximize your donations and raise the most money quickly. How is the FX60 system different from other business opportunities I see online? The FX60 system is more than just a coaching program or business opportunity. This is a proven system of running wildly successful fundraisers and a copy and paste way to build a lasting consulting business in under 60 days without hard selling or dealing with the normal trial and error that usually comes with starting a new business. How much money can I really expect to make with the FX60 system? Jill, as well as many of her students, have gone on to earn high six figures a year by catering to just a handful of dedicated nonprofit consulting clients. Their results came after taking action and following the directions that are laid out in the FX60 system. Your results will depend entirely on you and how much action you take, and your satisfaction is completely guaranteed. How do I get paid from this system? When you are running a fundraiser with the FX60 system, all donations will be deposited into you or your client's PayPal account. You will have a full record of all transactions and will take your fee right from PayPal, meaning you get paid instantly every time a donation is made, and you never have to wait for a check from a consulting client. How soon can I expect to start making money with the FX60 system? You can set up the fundraiser software in minutes, and if you follow along with the coaching program, you can expect to land your first client in about a week. For some customers, it may take a little longer, and some will accomplish this faster. It all depends on you and how much action you take. Does the FX60 system work anywhere in the world? Yes. Since you do not have to meet any of your consulting clients in person, you could run this business from anywhere that has an internet connection. The included fundraising software can collect donations in any currency too, which means you can collect donations for charities and nonprofits from anywhere in the world. Do I need to make any additional purchases to make the FX60 program work? FX60 does not require you to make any additional purchases in order to build your own six-figure consulting business. You will have everything you need to hit the ground running and start making money right after you purchase. Can I use the FX60 system on Mac or PC? Yes, the FX60 coaching can be viewed on any device, and the included software uses WordPress, so you could set this up on Mac or PC. Do I need WordPress to run the included software in FX60? The fundraiser software is built around WordPress, a free website platform that is easy to use, and it will allow you to set up a new fundraiser site in minutes. You can download and install WordPress at no cost and use it to create your own website and to add it to your client's existing site. Is there any one-time offer or upsell for the FX60 system? The FX60 Fundraising System is a complete package, and there is no additional purchase necessary to get started. After checkout, you will be given the option to purchase some additional case studies and programs offered by Riley Labs at a discount. These programs are optional add-ons meant to help you get started faster and offered as a thank you for being our valued customer today. Remember, the FX60 system will have you earning a six-figure income in just 60 days from today. A new wealth that you earned by giving back, by helping charities and nonprofits raise the money they need to make a difference, and handling all the marketing for them so they can focus on their cause. Listen, this discount and bonus software is only available now through this special promotion. If you don't take action today, you'll be missing out because this pre-sale promotion will end soon. Click the buy button below this video right now, and Jill and I will see you inside the members area.